Something shocking and violent happened in the streets of Moscow. Two Russian MMA fighters were killed in a deadly shootout. This clash has rocked the world of mixed martial arts and beyond. What led to this tragic confrontation? How are the Chechen ruler Ramzan Kadyrov and his connections to the MMA world involved? The Wildberries conflict. At the center of this controversy is a bitter corporate dispute over a major Russian e-commerce company called Wildberries. The company's owner, Tatyana Bakalchuk, was locked in a heated battle with her estranged husband, Vladislav Bakalchuk, over a controversial merger deal. In 2024, Wildberries merged with a smaller Russian advertising firm, Rus Group, to create a new digital trading platform. This deal had been approved by Russian President Vladimir Putin, but it soon faced fierce opposition from an unexpected source, Chechen leader Ramzan Kadyrov. Kadyrov, a close ally of Putin, publicly denounced the merger as an illegal takeover. He vowed to return Tatyana to the family and protect a legitimate business. This set the stage for a high-stakes clash that would ultimately turn deadly. The shootout and the casualties. In September 2024, a group of around 20 to 30 men, some wearing sports and military attire, descended upon the Moscow headquarters of Wildberries. What followed was a chaotic and violent confrontation that left two MMA fighters dead and several others injured. The victims were identified as Islam Elmurziev and Abubakar Mestoev, both prominent figures in the MMA world. Their involvement in the shootout has raised alarming questions about the connections between professional fighting and the power struggles within Russia's political and business elite. Umar Chichayev, the Kadyrov connection. One of the individuals arrested after the shootout was Umar Chichayev, a mixed martial arts fighter and a deputy commander of a National Guard unit linked to Chechen ruler Ramzan Kadyrov. Chichayev's involvement has further heightened the suspicion of Kadyrov's influence and the use of MMA fighters as tools in his personal and political agendas. Kadyrov's MMA empire and the weaponization of fighters. Ramzan Kadyrov has strategically used mixed martial arts to consolidate his power and influence in Chechnya. He has established the Akhmat MMA Fight Club, which has become a breeding ground for fighters who are then funneled into Kadyrov's private militia and security forces. Investigative journalist Karim Zidan has shed light on this disturbing practice, revealing how Kadyrov has transformed his MMA empire into a system for recruiting and training fighters to serve as his enforcers and soldiers. Many of these fighters, including Umar Chichayev, have been deployed to various conflicts, including the ongoing war in Ukraine, the Wildberries conflict, and the echoes of the 1990s. The violent confrontation at the Wildberries headquarters has drawn comparisons to the chaotic and lawless days of the 1990s in Russia, when corporate disputes were often settled through brutal turf wars and criminal means. The involvement of Kadyrov's MMA fighters, the suspected role of Vladislav Bakalchuk, and the high-stakes nature of the conflict all contribute to this unsettling parallel. The Bakalchuk's bitter divorce and the downfall of a business empire, Tatyana Bakalchuk, the founder and owner of Wildberries, had been embroiled in a bitter divorce battle with her estranged husband, Vladislav Bakalchuk. This personal conflict had spilled over into the business realm, with Vladislav enlisting Kadyrov's help to stop the Wildberries-Rus merger that he deemed a huge mistake. Vladislav Bakalchuk's alleged involvement in organizing the deadly attack on the Wildberries headquarters has further complicated the already tumultuous situation, leading to his arrest on suspicion of murder and other crimes. The downfall of this once thriving business empire has sent shockwaves through the Russian business community and raised concerns about the vulnerability of even the most successful companies to the whims of power brokers and personal vendettas. The lasting impact and unanswered questions. The tragic events in Moscow have left a profound impact on the MMA community and beyond. The loss of two talented fighters, the exposure of the dark connections between the sport and political power, and the broader implications for the stability of the Russian business landscape have all contributed to a sense of unease and uncertainty. As the investigation continues and the dust settles, many questions remain unanswered. How deep do the ties between Kadyrov and his MMA fighters run? What role did Vladislav Bakalchuk play in orchestrating the attack? And what were his ultimate motivations? And most importantly, will this tragic incident serve as a wake-up call for the MMA world to address the dangerous intersection of sports, power, and crime? The Moscow shootout has revealed the complex web of power, influence, and violence that can sometimes lurk beneath the surface of the MMA world. And that's it for today's video. If you liked what you saw, be sure to like, subscribe, and share this video with your friends and family.